What's up? I'm Noah. I'm Salright. We
I'm
got
Danny Carra.
and our song "Rather Be" is out now. You can listen to it in all the main stores, and we hope you love it. It's short and sweet and dreamy, and we're really excited about it.
I had a friend describe it to me as a warm hug, and I know I feel
Okay.
that way too. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. Like,
Yeah,
I'll take a hug.
100%. Yeah. I
Yeah.
love I love the vibes. I think it's really it's really sweet, and it makes me feel really good, and that's what I wanted to, like, when I was writing the instrumental originally. That's what I was going for. So
Yeah.
I think I had a vocal. I had like some sort of top line ideas laid down right when we started writing it, and then we just kind of took it apart and kind of fixed it all
Yeah.
up, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, we kept your verses. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we just like
Okay.
rearranged some lyrics, and then we both rewrote the pre and made the chorus a little more poppy because I think the beginning was like very much like a poetic, like a long form melody. At least that's
Yes.
how
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so yeah, we dug in there and made it all sparkly.
Yes, yeah. And yeah, we did it over Zoom, and it was, yeah, like we're doing now, and it was, yeah, I think it came together really fast. There's a couple lyrics that there's the one, "Do you wonder, is Icarus all right?" Like, that's one I've been working on this song here and there with my vocal coach, and that's one that he picked out that he was really into. And yeah, I
Yeah.
think, like, I like that one as well. Like, I think it's just nice imagery, you know.
Yeah, I remember that one being your favorite. And it's funny because like Icarus is a word I would have never put in a song. Like it's just something that
Okay.
doesn't go in
Yeah.
my brain. So I was like, oh
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's a poem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Yeah,
I was just so excited to do a duet because I'm a
yes.
huge fan of when people's voices like sit together.
Sit
I
together,
think
yeah, yeah,
because like
yeah.
it's so unique. Whichever voice is with another voice, like you can't recreate something like that. It feels like its own palette, in like
Exactly.
a so it's fun to paint with that palette that you like never get to paint with.
Yes, yeah, yeah. You're exactly right. And
Yeah.
there's something, I feel like they do it quite a lot in country music, where you'll have a male and female vocal, and maybe it's not always at the same time, but like they're like joshing each other a little bit, and it's like back and
Yeah.
forth, and I don't know. Yeah, there's just something so nice about it.
Yeah. I love
Yeah,
when voices talk to one another in a song. I think it takes the
yeah,
story. We're so used to hearing someone's perspective about usually someone else. So it's cool to kind of have two voices talk about something. They could be talking about each other. Like it kind of like
yes,
opens the door to a lot more interpretation, I think, when people listen to it. What
yeah.
was your favorite part of the entire process? Was it the vocals? Was it production? Like what stuck out to you?
I struggle with the vocals. I'm still getting there on my singing, so that it was, yeah, it was a tough one. But just in terms of recording them, and performing them in a way that felt right.
Yeah.
Not to go too big. I think, like, the kind of vocals that suit my voice in general maybe are a bit more like, I listened to a lot of indie rock growing up,
Yeah.
and just like classic Bruce Springsteen style rock, and those kind of vocals, very big, very shouty, and so like it's been really fun to kind of try and tone that down a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the fun indie airy voice. It definitely suits you
yes,
well. Yeah. Of
yeah, oh, appreciate it, yeah. And
course.
yeah, what about you? Like, yeah, what was your favorite part?
I it's funny because usually like I love a good harmony. I love hearing harmonies in songs, but
Yeah,
ironically, I hate recording them. Like
okay,
for some I but in this situation, I actually loved it so much, and I think it's because I had another voice to bounce off with, like
okay,
going
sure.
back to the duet thing. Like I don't know, I loved because the song was a duet. I think actually recording the vocals surprisingly was my favorite part. And also just like writing with someone, writing in a style that excites me, something that's again warm and cozy. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna say the
sweet.
harmonies though, surprisingly.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so when we finished writing it, we both went off and we recorded our bits, and I was doing the vocals for quite a while, just trying to get them
Yeah.
right. And then
same.
but even the production, like I really struggled to get it sounding full, and that that final polish on the song, because it's such a dreamy and kind of sparkly song, and you want that to reflect with the sounds in the song, and you want, I don't know, lots of like sparkles and effects and like glittery stuff to kind of convey that mood. So we got Ollie in, Ollie Leonard, and yeah, he killed it. Like I went to his house, we went to his studio, and I was there for, I don't know, 6 hours one afternoon, and he was just he beefed it up, and yeah, it was really really crazy. Like he's such a pro. Like he can hear something and he'll know exactly what it needs to take it to like to the next level.
Yeah.
So that was really fun to work with him and kind of get that little extra boost from his side.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely needed a little boost, and I think we got it to such a really special spot, and it's just pretty. That's all I keep saying. Oh my God, I want everyone to hear how pretty this song is.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I think it's really, and that's I think that's kind of what I'm most proud of with it overall, is the songwriting itself. Like the production, like I like it, but then the song, like I feel like there's a good song in there, and that's my favorite kind of music, is when there's like, I'm still a kind of, I don't know, a traditionalist or something, with like, I want a good song at the core of the music I listen to.
No, totally.
Yeah.
I remember when we had like one of our first mix backs after like you and Ollie worked on it, and I kept repeating it. Like I just had it on loop, because I'm guilty. I listen to my own demos. Like, come on. I'll jam to it, and I had it on loop, and I'm like, oh my God, like it's fun, because we get used to hearing our own voices or our own style, and like this was one of those moments where like I was like, oh my God, this doesn't really sound like me, like in a good way. I'm like, this is like, I could keep listening to this and not think that it's me I'm listening to, and not be over self-critical.
Cool, that's great. Yeah,
it was one of those moments where I literally was just listening, and I'm like, this is nice. Like, pretty good.
That's exactly what you want, right? You want to be able to get that kind of bird's eye view, or like kind of third party perspective on something you've made. I think I agree fully. That's when you know that you've made something that you feel good about, is when you can be objective with it. And then we've got the sped up and the slowed. They're on the way, which is fun. Like that was like, I've been jamming out to the sped up quite a lot as well.
Me too. Oh my God, I feel like a little TikTok girly.
Yeah, too right. It goes hard, the sped up. It's kind of, I'm loving it. And then we got a couple remixes on the way as well, so we'll see how those go as well. Very exciting.
More things to love, honestly. And I'm glad to see some other takes on the song, and I think it's going to be really fun. So for me, it's the song I'm most proud of that I've made is under this project so far. So I'm really Oh, that's special. Yeah. What did you start with first in terms of the production?
The first thing I started with for this was the pads and the kind of just the main chords, because it's one chord progression throughout, which I think is kind of, I'm not used to writing like that, at least, or like, especially the music I grew up with. I think it's kind of rare for that to happen, and so that was a fun little challenge, in and of itself, to make the song interesting while being only one chord progression throughout.
Like push yourself into a creative box to get yourself out of it,
And then you got to start getting fancy with the production, and lots of stimulus for the listener throughout the song, and production, but then lyrically as well, and vocals, and you got to make sure you got a lot of harmonies, vocal chops, that sort of thing, just to kind of keep people entertained, because the bass, the pads, they're kind of doing one thing throughout. So I think that was a fun little challenge, and I think it started with the pads, and I went into this kind of just from the music side, just knowing I wanted to make something kind of dreamy and peaceful and calm and laid back. I think we hit that for sure.
No, definitely. So like when we first got our session together, what was your very first inspo, I know we talked about like your favorite line was the Icarus line.
Yeah.
What did you have any specific thing that triggered like this topic? Because I know, at least to me, the song is about like life and its permanency. You know, it's very broad, but there's so much in life and there's so many little things, I think, that, you know, build the big things. And especially in a song that's kind of about like reflection and love in a way. I think obviously the little lyrics are what make it really special. It's like little kernels of poems. So was there anything specific to you that made you think of certain lines that got you started on like this specific idea?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think like maybe what was, because we wrote this in, it might have even been earlier than August. Was it like June or something?
It was
of 2023. I want to say it was like summertime at some point.
It was like May or June.
Yeah, May or June. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to like flash back to then.
Yeah, what did I do a year ago?
Yeah. What was I up to?
Who was I? I was a different person.
So there's the lines that I'm singing later on. So we go round and round, and we go and we go, and the same starts to show. I feel I've been here before. Time to start taking notes. Am I writing in stone? It was very much like, is what I'm doing and like what I'm up to, is it gonna be sticking around? I think maybe I was trying to figure out like, not legacy, I feel like that's too broad a term, but like
what's next?
What's next? And like, is what I'm making important? And like, who does it have to be important to? Does it just have to be important to me? Should I try and make it important for other people? Or I guess at the same time, I don't know if you get this from the song, but it's kind of like in the main lyric, there's nowhere else I'd rather be, but trying to really enjoy the moment and trying to appreciate, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the time I'm always kind of thinking about what's coming next. I'm always trying to get to some next level. I don't know, like professionally or like, as a musician, or like in the different parts of being a musician. I want to become a better singer. And all these things. I'm always thinking about what's next, and you can very quickly stop living in the moment. So I don't know.
That's true.
I think do you get that as well? Like that kind of,
I think it's really easy for us, like as a general, to like miss what's happening in the moment and also like take it for granted, because it's really easy, like you're saying, to be like, oh, I don't feel like I want to be like, oh, I should be something else by now. I should have done blah, blah, blah by now. I should have made this much money by now.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And like, in a very optimistic perspective, like, you are where you're supposed to be right now, even if it's not what you want. It doesn't mean that it's not coming. So you're so right. Like, and that message definitely resonates with me too. You got like, all you have is right now, whether you like it or not. So the only thing you can do for yourself is do your best. It's like so corny, you know, it's those little reminders that like, it is what it is. Like, you know.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. It's a comforting song, because I also get quite caught up just in work, whether that's like the work I do kind of day to day as my job, or the kind of doing music as work. And I don't know, like I don't spend enough time maybe just kind of enjoying, and it can be, I don't know, maybe the work is a distraction or a way to busy myself with something. I don't know. And I feel like a lot of musicians, like that's something I think Charlie XCX has talked about before, and how like she just doesn't want to stop doing stuff, and like constantly working on music specifically. And I don't know. I think it's the artist struggle, right? Like
there's a lot of pressure to always be doing something.
Yes.
We don't always know, like it's like a punishment sometimes to relax.
Yes.
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But you know, we all do it, and like, you know, it kind of sounds like this song is a little bit of like a therapy.
Yes.
For people, like I hope people see this as like a little prompt. You're like, okay, think about what makes you happy. No, like I honestly feel like, especially having this conversation, like it has done that for me a little bit. Like hearing myself tell me, like, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Like, do I believe it? Sometimes. Do I believe it other times? No. But like I'm telling myself, like gotta listen.
You're exactly right. That's such a good point. Like it's a fun thing to do as a songwriter, is to be able to tell yourself stuff.
Yeah, like it's not often that you get to be a voice for people and hope that they hear you, and then you can also be a voice for yourself. Kind of like what you were saying of like, am I doing this for me? Am I doing this for others? Like, ¿por qué no los dos?
Yeah, ¿por qué no
like
los dos? Exactly.
Be honest to yourself,
Yeah.
but also like there's a it's like just like love, I guess, like, okay, corny, but like love what you do, right? Like if you love what you're doing, someone else is gonna love what you're doing. And with Rather Be, like I feel like we loved this so much that I hope it resonates with everyone else so that they can love it and maybe take a kernel of joy from it as well.
Yeah. Is there anything, just while we're catching up, what are you working on otherwise at the moment? What are you excited about doing musically or anything? Like
yeah, well, I mean, you and I have been working on a lot of hush hush stuff together.
Yeah.
Fun little songwriting.
Yeah, it's been really
can't
fun.
really say too much.
Fun. Yeah.
But yeah, I think personally, you know, I'm working on my own project, getting that off the ground, and just doing a lot of songwriting has been helpful to me. It like takes the pressure off myself a bit while also holding myself accountable in the same way. Trying to expand my palette, really. Like that's what I'm working on right now, to try and build myself as an artist. You know, it's super broad, but there's like a lot of little pieces that I'm trying to put together, and I'm not 1 foot fully in one specific spot, so I like to spread around for now.
Yes, and try things. I think that's I think it's important to be. I mean, I feel very grateful to have the opportunity to try lots of different things. Like this is really fun. You know, artist, songwriter. I used to perform a lot more. It's something I still want to do more of.
Same, I guess.
Yeah.
So what about you, besides our little secret?
Apart from those, like I'm kind of more Salright music. I want to also make stuff that's a bit more. I used to write a lot of indie rock sort of band focused music, and it'd be really nice to get something like that going again. But I want to do that. Back to the roots. I want to do that in the context, like do it with other people. Like that's like I think that's my main thing, is going forward, just working with other people. Like I don't want to work by myself ever again if I can avoid it. Like I just love
I know.
You know what I mean? I love working with other people. It's really special, and I want to just keep doing that.
I think when you're working with people that boost you creatively, it's really unmatched, because like you get to pick each other's brains. Like when you're working by yourself, sometimes it feels like boxed in, or like if you have one idea, like that's the only idea you have. Like I can't think of anything else. I don't know how. Then when you're with other people, you get to have everyone else's brain be your brain, which is great.
Exactly. It really opens you up, because I used to be pretty protective of it and wanted to I wanted to be able to make it all myself, you know, and like there's like that. I don't know where that comes from. Maybe it comes from seeing other people do that. I don't know. You see certain musicians, they can do that. I don't know, like Kevin Parker, Tame Impala, like he's doing it a lot himself. And I don't know, maybe I was trying to do that too much. I think certain people maybe can do that. I don't think I'm necessarily, or I was trying too hard to do that myself maybe. And so, I've kind of realized that, I don't know, as soon as you're in the room with other people or on the Zoom with other people, you just get like, their ideas will always be way better than they will not be good, if that makes sense. Like it's just so important to have that external input.
Everyone's creative process is different, so
exactly.
You know, you could be doing a song great by yourself one day, and then the next day you're like, oh my god, I have no idea what I'm even talking about. Like
yes, exactly.